Hello, this is Meta from Personality Cafe. It's been a year and a half or so since my first video I made on this channel. And I think the last one I made was actually a year ago. Roughly around late October, I think. Yeah, a lot has gone on in my life. I guess I'm less cynical about transitioning into the real world after college. And I think at the time of my last video, I had just started a job. I was 2 months in, and now it's been a year and 4 months for me. Which, I don't know, it's been great. I've learned a lot. Have had a good experience with my company. And I'm learning about corporate America and positives, negatives, where I could be in 5 years, where I could be in a year. I mean, mostly depends on where you want to go and what your motivation is for getting there. But yeah, I was just blabbering on about that. Anyways, what else can I talk about? I guess I didn't really have an agenda for this video. I'll probably do this more often, though. It feels good to talk about things just out there. But hey, we got a month and a half left almost in this year, and then, wow, 2014 already. Yeah, the Mayan thing went by last year. Stock market went up a whole lot this past year. Still kind of low on the job side. I guess I'll go over my overview of the whole year, and maybe I'll recap later in December or January, depending on what feels comfortable. So wow, January. See, I was really busy. Got sent out to a couple of places over the United States. I ended up traveling a whole lot around the States this past year for my job. Got a lot of experience just being in rentals out on my own and, making do with what I had and resources I had, and, working with customers. And yeah, it's a good perspective. I mean, it's kind of weird with all the connections you keep making every time you meet someone new with it, and are you going to keep up with them, or, I could run into them in 5-10 years and I guess totally be on the same page as where I left off. It's kind of weird in a business sense, but think about worldly issues. Well, the budget was delayed back last year or so. We had the same thing happen a few months ago. They basically delayed it again till, I think, January, February. Man, this I don't know. I really don't know what to say on that. It's kind of disappointing what our political situation has gotten to, especially, I guess, since after Clinton, and it's toppled, risen more. I mean, our world dominance over the Middle East has basically skyrocketed, ever since the Gulf War in the 90s. Kind of didn't have as much as a presence there as we did when we went into Afghanistan. That was 8 years ago, and then Iraq was 2006-ish. And it's weird. Saddam Hussein is just like, no one talks about him anymore on the news as much. Oh yeah, we found him dead after the SEAL team, stormed his compound, and they had SEALs talk about it and made a movie about it. And oh yeah, that was last year in January. Yeah, I just randomly came to that conclusion. That's what I'm talking about. It's early of 2013, huh? Interesting how that pans out. Now, February, March, what happened in the spring? I was busy. I was giving a hard project for work, and I persevered and made it through, and was happy about that. It was interesting solving a problem and being kind of the core of the solution being needed for it, or just being the source and providing insight where I had no experience with it beforehand, and you come out on top and you gain all this experience, and also people look up to you more after you kind of push something ahead and have confidence about it while working with others. So that turned out good. So basically, because of that, I didn't really pay attention that much in the political realm from what I can remember in the early spring. I mean, later on, it's like they had riots in Turkey, maybe last year, I guess. Hold on, my projector went off. I'm saying a lot, am I? Yeah, so the Turkey conflict, I guess that was early last year. And maybe that was in June. I had some... Man, that did go by fast. Yeah, I was in New York, and where else? Lots of other places. Like, such a blur. Hard to compress it all into a year, too. But I think that happened more in May-ish. There we go again. Getting on a stumbling block. Well, anyways, up to August or September, we had that Syrian conflict, and then also they were just fighting the healthcare bill in the U.S. pretty much all the beginning of this year as well, and having it roll out in October, and that was like all of either mid-August or September. We had the Syria conflict and the whole issue of Obama getting flack about whether or not we should strike or send troops, or kind of deter the actual resistance, or help by helping the resistance. I mean, deter the actual dictator over there, kind of. But